Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining my S2S radio. And you know it is I, Shannon Posh Anderson. I'm a best-selling author, coach, speaker. And yes, I know I do many things, but I am passionate about them all. So here in my S2S radio, you know we are in the non-judgment zone. And of course, I have another wonderful guest today. And she's going to share her story. And she's also part of the new book, Broken But Not Forgotten. So I would like to kindly introduce you to my guest, Crystal. Hey, Crystal.
Hey, it's Crystal Shae. What up, y'all?
She rhymes, okay?
I'm a poet and y'all ain't even know
Ain't it?
it.
Oh, Lord, yes. Dr. Seuss ain't got nothing on you, boo. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a poet. So, Crystal and I were just rolling and having a good old time before we even got on this call because we have similar silly personalities. So, whenever we get together, it just goes crazy.
I know that high just transferred immediately, didn't it?
I know, like, we just so crazy. She is always on 10, okay? So...
Yes. I'm going to tone it down. We toned it down for S2S tonight. We toned it down.
No, honey, we turn up. Yes. But yes, honey, because this is the non-judgment zone and we are who we are, darling. Yes.
And I said what I said.
Okay, that part. So I am so excited to be working with you on your project, and I'm so glad that you were able to write a chapter in the book, Broken But Not Forgotten. So if you could just please tell us a little bit about yourself, make your introduction as to who you are.
Broken, first of all, let me tell you guys, and you, Shannon, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of such a gift, such an amazing project with women, because so many of us have a story. And for you to want to spearhead us being able to share that, and the title of the book just says it all, Broken But Not Forgotten.
Right.
And not only were we not forgotten, but you put your hand out to help us raise us all up with this project. So I am honored, humbled, and grateful to be a part of that. So thank you, and thank you.
Oh, you are so very welcome. So while we are on this high right now, you have a juicy story. But you have actually written a book and will be releasing a book soon. But
Yes.
You are giving us a bit or a piece by presenting your chapter in the book, Broken But Not Forgotten, of your journey. So if you could just tell us the name of the chapter and why you chose that chapter.
So the name of the chapter is Know Your Status. And it's really symbolic to, the hashtag behind STDs and HIV, Know Your Status.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't share with anybody. My name is Crystal Shae. I'm a crazy mom of 6, ranging in the age from 6 to 26. I'm the master loveologist and a raw vegan chef. And so the Know Your Status chapter came about from me being diagnosed HIV positive last year, July the 27th. It's a day I will never forget because the room stood still, but all I heard was broken glass. And it made all the difference in who I was then or where I was even going in relation to who I am today. And so I spent 8 months in a solid state of depression. I shut down a well over 6-figure a year business. I lost credibility. I lost reliability. Like the trust factor was gone, and I really didn't care. I didn't care. A piece of me was missing. I was deflated, dejected, and just felt totally alone. And so, yeah, that came from that. Know your status. Because I didn't know. There wasn't a symptom. There wasn't a sign. There was nothing that led me to believe that I might have been HIV positive. I just went in happy-go-lucky to get my annual, and it's like, yeah, girl, you go ahead, test it all, because I know I'm good. And, she called me back and was like, yeah, you know what? That is in the book. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that part out.
Oh, wow. Now, you did say that And you don't have to give away too much information, but I remember speaking to you before, and you said that the gentleman who you were dating or something at the time, when you went to see him, he was like sickly or something, like coughing and stuff like that at one time.
Yeah, so I believe that you know how you can pin down the partner, and I would love to add that during that time that the guy that I was dating was negative, my estranged husband was negative, another guy that I had dated was negative, so I was able to pinpoint it to the person because I had tested negative 2 years prior, so I was able to kind of pin it down from the people that I had been with in the past in that 2 year time frame to the person that it was. And so the last time that we were together, I went to see him and he was coughing. It was April. It was in April, and he had a cough like it was a winter cold, and I was like, what in the world is wrong with you? And so we were intimate, but it was not like it had ever been before, and it was just different. But I mean, the cough was awful. It was very pneumonia-like. It was very in his chest. And yeah, it was awful. And so I knew something was strange at that moment, but I just didn't know what. And then, once I was diagnosed, I was able to go back and kind of, hit the nail on the head with that.
Now, I know that you said, because you have like totally been like turning me on to all this new information about HIV, so much of it that, we don't know. And even when I listen to the radio now, they have this new commercial running.
HIV commercial, yes.
Yeah, saying that, it's highly undetectable with the medicine. And then I remember, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the same thing Crystal was telling me. So I know that there's a lot going on in science as well.
Yes. A few things that I have learned about the disease itself is once you are undetectable, you are untransmittable. And so the medicine that you take for HIV is called ART, antiretroviral therapy, antiretroviral therapy. And so that is the medication that you take to bring down your viral load and keep your T cells high. And so I have been undetectable probably since 6 weeks since I was diagnosed. I've been taking the medication and I remain undetectable. And I go every 3 months to get my lab work done and make sure that I maintain that undetectable status, because one of the things that made me go into the depression was the fact that I believe in who I am from a sensual perspective. And so the average woman is that. We are sensuality. We may not have all tapped into it and been turned on by it, but we all are that, simply marked by the fact that we produce life in that way. And so I definitely felt like half of me was gone. So I remain undetectable by taking my medication every single day. But one of my biggest concerns about the medication is even the fact that it is hard on the liver. So being that I am a raw vegan chef, my shameless plug would be to definitely make sure that you incorporate as much healthy, raw, whole foods into your diet so that you keep that liver cleansed and you keep that liver flushed, because that's a huge concern for most of us who are HIV and AIDS positive.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So, like I was saying, there's so much information, new information going on. So as far as your medication, is it just one pill? Is it like the 25, 30 pills you used to have to take back in the day? Like,
am I getting that breakfast cocktail?
Right.
I am not the cocktail girl. When I first found out, I didn't realize that it wasn't a death sentence anymore. I didn't realize that you don't know anybody with it. But the funny and crazy thing is, once you get it, you realize that so many people have it.
Yeah.
And so then you realize it's not the death sentence that it was in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, potentially. I know I take one pill. That pill is called Biktarvy. Y'all go search it. You know how you go to the bathroom, you go looking through people's medicine cabinets, y'all see Biktarvy, start asking questions.
Okay.
You're supposed to be going out to pee and come out. And just in case you're that kind who start rambling through cabinets, or now if you want to be that guy, because you're like, do they got Big Tarby in their cabinet?
Hey, for real.
But I take one pill a day, and I fortunately have no side effects from that anymore. Initially, I think it aided in depression, but I think that was more mind over matter for me.
Okay. So with that, because it's only been a year, so it hasn't even been, yeah, it hasn't even been an extended amount of time. So can you tell us, like, how, knowing the fact, or since your diagnosis, like, what has changed about your life?
My level of responsibility, my sense of spirituality, my desire to love me more than ever before, my ability to say no when I mean no, go when I want to go, and just do things in that different vein. It took a minute, and I realized that I wasn't living for me as much as I thought I was living for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was living for the people. I was living for the praise. I was living for applause. I was living for the accolades. And now I'm on the, zero mentality.
Oh, yeah, okay, 0 F's. I caught that. Okay, yes.
Zero.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes all the difference. Loving myself, my prayer life,
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, my prayer life changed dramatically. And not because I was in trouble, but because I got in touch with spirit and source and God on a different plane, on a different course, in a different way. And I have found that daily prayer, I'm not talking about I'm going to pray for you, I'm thinking about prayer, I prayed over my food, said my grace. I'm talking about spending time with God. Every day is changing my life. It's changing the lives it's changing my finances. It's changing the people who I am attracting. It is changing the way that I feel about the people that I'm with. It's changing my circle. It makes a difference. So if I could encourage anybody to do anything at this point, it is to pray until something happens. It's like, what is it? Push?
Yeah,
push. Pray until something happens. And don't give up. Don't think that prayer doesn't work. Don't change your mind because the situation looks like a certain thing. Don't go by what you see. Go by what you believe and what you know. Stand on it no matter what anybody says or thinks. And the Spirit won't lead you wrong. It will not lead you wrong. And so that's where I am right now. That prayer life is on point.
Awesome. So would you say that you've been incorporating different things into your prayer life, or is it just coming more so from a pure heart? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I have made it my business to make this prayer life a priority. I get up in the morning, I sage, or I blow, turn on the music, or I light the candles, and I'm intentional about what it is that I believe and feel in my heart. I write it down. I write down the visions. I make them go, I make it plain. I repeat it to myself. None of it I can, I say none of it I can see, but you and this project are a product of prayer. And it's bringing things into fruition. Windows are opening and doors are closing that's supposed to have been closed all along. And the relationship building, I have decided that I've had enough loves, and I am currently in love with someone that I am not with. But I have believed and set that thing before my prayer table, before my prayer altar, and nothing is taking me away from that. Nothing is taking me away from my financial goals. Nothing is taking me away from my desire to be a blessing to those in the community, because I believe that a man's rewards in life are equal to his contribution. And so that prayer life is igniting me to be more of a pillar in the community than ever before.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And that just goes right back to the faith without works is dead. Like, yes, honey, doing the actual work.
We ain't doing that.
That part. So, Girl, you know, that's a whole other podcast right there.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, but actually doing the work and
Doing the work.
Right. And like you said, writing the vision, making it plain, saying it to yourself over and over and over again, basically praying without ceasing. Girl, you know, I take everything back to the Bible. And and like really walking with God and really building the relationship. And so that's the part that I'm at too, and I'm looking to definitely push it to the next level. As far as my prayer life, spending more time with God, and really, really just being on assignment, you know?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That assignment thing is key, but what you said, the consistency in that prayer life, it mends, it repairs, it heals, it makes whole, it sets free, it delivers, it ignites, it inspires, it illuminates, it influences. There's not enough that you can say about prayer. You got to keep it going and believe in it, no matter what. And if I can add this, if I can add that prayer in itself is not a religion. Prayer in itself is part of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so if people can connect with the fact that you're simply building relationship with God, with your higher self, tuning in to your greatness, tuning in to the greatness, then you want to do it. It makes it easier when you realize that you're just building relationship with the best part of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, I've talked to so many people, and even on my own journey, it's always the things, the tragedies that really push us into the next dimension of who we are. Like every time I think back to, okay, when did I achieve that next level? Oh, it was when the worst thing of my life happened at that time. You know, it's like always.
Yeah.
So
you better believe being diagnosed HIV positive, that can count as one of those worst things that ever happened.
Exactly. It's always the tragedy that leads you into a whole new dimension. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it just forces us to recreate, and it forces us to really move forward in our spirituality. And a lot of the old just dies away. And absolutely. Because even when I talk about being in a car accident, you know, my boyfriend died in a car accident. I lived. I watched him, you know, take his last breaths and everything. But even as all of that was going on, I came out a new woman. Like before that, I was a rapper. I was in the streets. I was like a Cardi B type, Cash Doll type chick, you know? Come on now. And so, and when I came out, people were like, you getting back in the studio, you gonna do this? And I was like, what? Girl, I couldn't even say the raps no more. It felt disgusting in my mouth. I couldn't go back in the studio. I couldn't be in the clubs with those people no more. I was just like, I don't know. That woman died in that car accident, you know?
Yes.
So now when I share my story and I show my old pictures, people are just like, their jaws just drop. Like, I cannot believe they used to be that chick. You know what I mean? So it's like
tragedy brings about transformation.
That part, honey. Yes, I gotta use that. And that is so true. And a lot of times it takes that thing that we feel like is the worst thing, but it's that thing that forces us and pushes us into where we're supposed to be.
Absolutely. Hearing that from you just even, kind of makes me emotional, because that dying daily to ourselves, that we get to the greatest part of us. People, everybody want to be so strong, and I got this, but it's okay to know that some of your greatest strength is going to come through the weak moments. It's not just what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's the fact that your strength is found made perfect in that weakness.
Oh, girl.
And so when we become weak for the sake of the glory of God, we don't understand how powerful we become at that point. And so what you just said was absolutely amazing, because you died in that car accident so that you can become the woman who is doing a book collaborative with 10 other women for stories of being broken but not forgotten. Come on, guys.
Come through, Jesus. Yes.
Come on.
Yes. And it's such, like, even when I look at my old life and I look at now, I'm just like, it just doesn't even make any sense. And I'm like nowhere even near where I know God is really going to carry me. And even with you, you know. And so I'm just so humbled that you guys jumped on the project. It was just something that God put in my heart, and I acted on it. I said, I have no idea. You know, I didn't know who was coming, who was going to bite. I just said, I'm just praying for the people that you send.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
And so far, it's been a wonderful experience. You guys have been patient with me, you know, and we're just figuring it all out together. But that's what I wanted. You know, I didn't want to just spearhead and just be like, oh, it's just all me and y'all just, you know, co-authors. So, you know, I really hope that you guys feel welcome and feel like you're a part. And that's really what I wanted. And I wanted to be vulnerable and transparent and a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's that way. And, you know, just to expound a little bit on the chapter, Know Your Status, as you read into it, you'll understand that it's not just about getting HIV tested or STD tested. It's about knowing your status with the relationships and the people in your circle. It's about knowing the status of your financial, with your money. What's your credit score? How much do it take for you to become debt free? Mm-hmm. It talks about knowing your status, period. Who are you? At the end of the day, if I came and if I could make you debt free, if you had somebody to come up to you who can make you debt free, a lot of people we too scared to know our financial status to even be able to tell them we need $33,678.92
to be out of debt. I mean? And most of us don't even know it, and that's
know it. So know your status. You're gonna love that. That's what that chapter is about, bringing everything back into knowing who you are: mind, body, spirit, finances, relationships, the whole kit and caboodle.
Oh, but that has been wonderful. A wonderful, wonderful interview with a wonderful, wonderful lady. She's doing amazing things. And the girl can cook, y'all. Now, honey, y'all know I am from the South. I am from Georgia, so I love my fried chicken, my cornbread, my collard greens, my black eyed peas and all that, right? But she is a vegan chef, and I'm like, you know what? I got to meet up with you to get this food. I'm not vegan. I ain't never thought about being vegan. People would look at me and probably assume that I would be vegan. But now, honey, I eat plenty of meat, and I still love my cornbread and my collard greens and my black eyed peas and my mashed potatoes and all that. So
you got to. And I don't food shame. We food tame.
Okay.
So, you know, we help you understand that. No, at Crystal Shae Raw, you ain't gonna get the fried chicken, collard greens, and
Mm-hmm.
But what you're gonna get is 100% pure plant-based, high nutrient value, high vibe-giving, soul-stirring.
Awesome.
Food. And so, yeah, that's what we do. We help people to live those healthier lives, not junk food vegan. We made strictly from fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts. So when you get ready to get cleansed from them Impossible Burgers and the Beyond and everything that the fast food restaurants got for you, then you come and see us so you can detox and cleanse all of that ish out.
Yes, now I definitely got to get on the food because I want to vibrate higher, and I know I have to change my diet to vibrate at my highest. So
and
definitely
modify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to, the key is moderation, not deprivation. And so if you just start to add a little more here, take out a little less there, then you have a little balance, and that's all you need. Call us. We got you. Vegan meal prep and delivery all across the A.
Hey.
Hey.
So tell us how we can find you online.
You can find me online on Instagram at Not Just a Ribbon. And you can find me on Twitter at Crystal Shae Raw, because I have not created Not Just a Ribbon. If you're looking for vegan meal prep and delivery anywhere in Atlanta, you can find us at Crystal Shae Raw, and www.crystalshaeraw.com.
Hey, so that's...
Otherwise, you can find us at the next book signing for Broken But Not Forgotten.
That part, hey. Well, I thank you so much, Crystal, for coming on. You have been a pleasure to speak with. And once again, guys, she can be found at Crystal Shae Raw. That's CrystalShae Raw, raw.com. And this has been another episode of my S2S Radio. You know, you are in the non-judgment zone. I thank everybody for coming on and listening. Tell all your family and friends. Come and join us every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. And if you are looking to write and publish your book, please go to writeandpublishacademy.com. You know that you can always follow me at I am Shannon Anderson on all social media platforms. And I will see you on the other side. Peace and blessings.